To purchase this program on DVD, call the SCB TV Media Center at 661-251-8820 or send email to info@scbtv.com. The Saugus Train Station is the Santa Clarita Valley's General History Museum today. You can come here to Heritage Junction in Hart Park and learn all about the Tataviam Indians and California's first documented discovery of gold and the first successful oil operations in the state and about the 1928 St. Francis Dam disaster. All of those things happened right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. But this didn't always used to be a museum. From 1887 on, for nearly a century, the Saugus Train Station was an actual operating train station, complete with a station agent. And if you ever come here and wondered why there's a second floor on the Saugus Train Station, well, that's because the station agent and his family used to live right here. I'm Leon Warden, and this is Legacy, Santa Clarita's Living History, brought to you by the Santa Clarita Valley Historical Society and SCB TV. By 1976, the Southern Pacific Railroad decided it no longer needed a station master for the Saugus Train Station, so it told station master Bob Guthrie and his family to move on. Bob is no longer with us, but we're pleased to be joined today by his widow, Arminta Guthrie. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
When's the last time you were here at the Saugus Train Station?
Probably 7 or 8 years ago.
Now, you moved into the Saugus Train Station when?
1962.
What was Bob's role exactly?
He was the agent, ticket agent, railway express agent, and telegrapher.
Kind of a jack of all trades, huh?
If he hadn't had me, he couldn't have made it.
I can believe that. What did you do?
I kept books for the Railway Express.
Were you on payroll, or were you just kind of an adjunct to your husband?
He just told me to take what I needed. We're just used to doing that anyway.
What kind of training did Bob have? What qualified him to be a train station agent?
Starting out when he was 16 years old, going up and visiting an old gentleman that was blind when his dad was a railroader and he lived in railroad property and he needed something to do, so he went up and this kid taught him how to be a telegrapher. Then he started out on the Kansas City Southern and he was a tower man, where they opened the tower for trains that pass over tracks and things.
Okay.
You got one train going this way and another train going this way. And he was a tower man, and then from there he went to Pittsburgh, where I met him. And he worked as a clerk. But he already knew all about telegraphy and stuff. That was in '49 when we came to California.
So you met him in Pittsburgh. How old were you guys when you met?
21.
Well, how old are you now, if I can ask?
What do you think?
75.
I'll be 85 my next birthday. Bob was 80, he was 81 when he passed away 5 years ago. And he was 23 and I was 22.
How'd you meet?
Well, I had just gotten a new job as night manager of an all-night cafe. I went to work at 11 o'clock and got off at 7. Bob was working as a clerk, and he went to work at 11 and, no, wait a minute. I can't remember now. He worked at night and I worked nights. That's what it was, because we met in the morning.
Okay.
He come in one morning, and the gal, Irene, that was leaving, introduced him to me, and he was always a jokester. He always had some crack to make, and he said, well, Irene, since you won't marry me, maybe she will. And I said, you know, you're probably asking the wrong person. That was in July. His birthday was the 9th of July. I think it was the 10th or 11th, and we were married the 18th of September.
Love at first sight, huh?
Little did I know.
Now, I understand you raised a family and they lived, well, tell me where you lived.
Well, we started out in a dinky little place out of Yuma, Arizona, a place called Glamis. And then we moved to Calexico, where Bob was the dispatcher for the railroad in Mexicali. And from there we went to Oxnard, and from Oxnard we came here.
Now, how long did you, I mean, that's kind of a
49.
A traveling life, you know, I mean, a life on the road. How long did you typically stay in any one place?
8 years in Calexico, 4 years in Oxnard, and I hate to say how many years in Saugus.
Well, really, it was your longest stint here in Saugus, right?
From 62 to 76.
Okay. Now, describe for me, I mean, you lived right upstairs. In what, how many rooms are there upstairs here?
4.
Okay.
But we put our son down here. It used to be a little shop for one of the other men, and he took all of the things out, the tools out, so we made a little bedroom at the bottom of the steps for the one and only son we had.
One son, how many daughters?
Well, we had 5, but there was only 4 up there, and those 4 girls were in one room.
Okay.
If you ever seen wall-to-wall beds, we had 2 hide beds. In the daytime, they were back against the wall. At night, they were pulled out, and you had 4 kids there.
How old were your children when you lived here?
Nancy was 2 when we moved here. Debbie was 5. Marla was 7. Cheryl was, Eddie was 8, and Cheryl was 12.
So they went to school at Newhall Elementary?
Newhall Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I was on the PTA there and worked in the yard and just about everything. But they all graduated from grade school.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cheryl, Eddie, Marla, and Debbie all graduated from Hart High.
Okay. So this is the Newhall, well, Saugus, actually. The train station obviously wasn't in Newhall.
No.
Tell me exactly where it was.
On Drayton Street and San Fernando Road.
So that's pretty much right across the street from the Saugus
Right
Cafe.
from the Saugus Cafe.
Okay.
In fact, there's a little store there called the SPRR. And because I got bored when the kids got up where they were taking care of themselves, I went to work as a clerk.
Okay.
Selling beer, cigarettes, and cashing checks.
And left all but the bookkeeping over here at the Saugus Train Station to your husband
Well,
then.
they took it away from us.
Mm-hmm.
11 years as a Railway Express bookkeeper, they closed that down. So Bob didn't need me for that.
You know, there's a familiar sound behind us now.
As my husband would say.
Now, you can tell by listening, is that a Metrolink train or is that a freight train?
It's a Metro.
It's a Metrolink, okay. So, but we didn't have Metrolinks back then. You had a lot of freight trains, you had passenger trains. What kind of trains came through Saugus
Well,
Train?
they started closing them down. I think the last passenger train was in the 70s. I'm not sure when it was, but they only had one. When we first came over here, we had the Daylight, and I think we had 4 trains a day, passenger trains, but I'm not sure now. I have pictures at home of the last train, but that's when he was selling. He didn't sell a lot of tickets at Saugus, but he did have it open.
Mm-hmm. So you had 4 passenger trains coming through. About how many freight trains came through every day?
Oh, dear. One right after another. And, of course, it was a busy area because of Thatcher Glass shipping, Vermite shipping, all of that stuff was in and out.
Right.
Switchers. We had a lot. The switchers were out there all the time.
Of these 4 passenger trains a day, what does that translate into in terms of the traffic that you had coming in and out of the Saugus train station?
Not a whole lot the last few years. Maybe the first 5 or 6 years it was a lot, but not a lot.
What's a lot? I mean, You had a handful of people getting off and on every day, or?
Oh, I would say easily you would have 12, 13 a week, not any more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't into that part of it, so I didn't know too much about that.
Right.
He took care of all the books on the tickets and stuff downstairs, so I didn't know too much about that.
Where were most people traveling to and from?
Frisco, because it was a straight shot, or L.A.
What do you think about this plan to build a high-speed rail going all the way from San Diego to San
They've
Francisco?
been talking about that for 40 years. I haven't seen anything of it yet. It's going to take a lot of money, which the state don't have.
Back in the 60s, traveling to San Francisco by rail, was that a normal mode of transportation if you want to go from L.A. to San Francisco?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, so you would take, rather than taking a plane or driving yourself, it was typical to take a train.
Typical to take a train because, for one thing, you had to drive all the way to Van Nuys to catch a plane or L.A., and you could catch a train right here.
Mm-hmm. You know, nowadays, the way they have all the train stations, the Metrolink stations configured, you know, it's kind of like a network between buses and trains and everything else. Did people just drive their car to the train station? And this is a silly question. Did people just drive their car to the train station and then get off and take a taxi? Or did they take a bus to the train and a train to the bus and all that kind of stuff?
Well, the train stopped right in front.
Yeah.
So if they were just going to go up for a weekend, they'd park the car right there at the train station and take their trip to Frisco and come back and get the car. It was easy. We didn't have any buses at all that come into the train station.
Okay.
Now
Did you have a lot of cars parked out there in the lot?
Not a lot. We do over in Santa Maria. We have the train station in San Luis Obispo that has buses that come all the way from Santa Barbara, Bakersfield, that brings passengers over to catch the train there. Now, locally, we can go to Guadalupe and catch a train if we have somebody to take us there and pick us up, which I did just a year ago. I rode the train out of Guadalupe, my girlfriend and I, to L.A., changed in L.A., and rode to Yuma, Arizona.
It would have been an Amtrak train?
We had so much fun. It was just great.
How'd the Amtrak train of 2009 compare to...
Oh, it was just wonderful. It was just great.
A little more comfortable than they used to be?
A lot more comfortable.
Did you ride the rails a lot back then?
We went back to Kansas. That was our home state. And I never will forget when Linda was probably about 7 or 8. She and the other daughter, Cheryl, and Eddie, and Marla. Marla was a baby. I took the 4 kids and we took the train back to Kansas by ourselves. Daddy joined us.
How long did that take?
2 days? Yeah, 2 days. 2 days is all. Of course, we met my brother in Kansas City. He picked us up there, took us down home. But that one there used to get sick on the train every time we take it.
Now, who are you pointing at over there?
That oldest daughter of mine. She's the one that came with us to California. She was 6 years old, and poor kid was sick all the way out here. And I will say one thing about the railroad back then. They always had a nurse on board.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, they did. And she took care of her.
Well, we're going to pull up a chair now and get her over here now that you're talking about her, see what she has to say to defend herself. Well, we're joined now by Arminta's eldest daughter, Linda Gil. Now, what do you have to say about this cross-country trip?
I don't remember much of it when I came out here.
Do you remember being sick?
I remember always being sick when they got me in something moving. A car, a train, anything, I got sick.
Now tell me, you didn't live here. You just missed the window of opportunity to live here. Tell me about that.
Correct. I got married in Oxnard, and then shortly after my family moved over here, my husband and I moved over here. So
over here being where?
In Newhall. We lived in Newhall.
Okay.
Yeah. Had our own place.
So you were close by. Did you come over to the Saugus Train Station a lot and visit?
A lot. Because then about a year later, I had my firstborn, Laura Pearson, and Grandma babysat a lot for me.
Okay.
Because I worked at a little market up the street called the Tumble Inn.
Oh, you did?
Yes, as a part.
I remember the Tumble Inn.
Remember the Tumble Inn with Mary and Bill Gazelle? Yeah, I worked for them.
Sure do. Were you disappointed that you didn't have a chance to stay in that one room with the 4 girls? Or?
Not at all. Not at all. 1 room, 1 bathroom, and 4 girls. Didn't work out too good.
I don't imagine it would. Now, you know, I have to wonder. We're sitting here in the freight room at the train station right now, and I'm, you know, just kind of starting to drip in sweat here. Was it hot back then?
Very.
What'd you do about it?
I guess we just toughed it out until we finally got smart and put a window unit in, put a window refrigeration unit. Otherwise, we had a great big fan, huge fan, and we put it in the kitchen, in the window, and opened all the windows in the bedrooms and brought it through. Nights, you were putting cover on because it cooled it off real good.
You know, mentioning that window unit makes me wonder. I've seen a photograph of the train station where it had, I don't know, looked like a trailer or something tacked onto the side of the upstairs. Was that your doing?
No, 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 no. It was already there. It was already there. It was supposed to be a back porch on the kitchen, which we did put our refrigerator out there. And then when we moved there, we still had this 4 girls and 1 little boy. What are we going to do with him? Well, we closed it in. My father-in-law lived with us a while in our trailer. We had a trailer set in the backyard. And he closed it in and because it was all screen.
Okay, but I'm talking about something that was like tacked on upstairs.
That's upstairs. That was upstairs. They didn't take it off until they moved it. It was there until they moved it. But the son lived in there with a little cot until he got his room downstairs.
Now, are you going to take us on a little tour and show us what this place, tell us what this place used to look like and what used to be where?
If I can remember.
What you can, I think I can.
Well, that's true. You saw it, even if you didn't sleep here at night, you at least remember it.
I have a lot of stories from up there.
Okay, well, tell us one before we go up there. You got any ghost stories?
Not really ghost stories, but I believe it made the Newhall signal one year.
Oh, yes.
Because my mother got a phone call the very next day and said, "Have you seen the paper today?" And Mom says, "No." And the person on the other end of the phone says, "I think you better look at the front page of the signal." So Mom goes and gets the paper and looks at it, and here's 2 of my sisters sunbathing on the roof. They went out through the access of the kitchen, and they had their towels laid out or their blankets, and here they are sunbathing on the roof. I guess they were creating a traffic problem at San Fernando Road. So.
How is it that they were on? You mean it's on the slope of the roof?
On the slope of the roof.
So you're plainly visible from the street.
Exactly. And for a cameraman to take their picture.
Right. How many accidents were there that day?
I have no idea.
One of the kids that was driving the car, the other kid in the passenger's hob, and said, "I think that's Nancy and Debbie up on the roof, or Nancy and somebody." And this kid made a U-turn.
How old were those girls at the time?
Oh, 15, 16, 17, something like that.
Okay. You know, I would be remiss not to ask you. I mean, they're always talking about ghosts and stuff over here. Do you have any ghost stories for us? No. Okay. So, well, you know, what can I say? Stories are stories, and we're going to tell some different kinds of stories. So let's go upstairs and take a look around. This was your son's bedroom. I thought the trailer attachment thing upstairs was his bedroom.
No, it was when he first moved there. But after he got older and the equipment operator that had this room didn't use it anymore, he told Bob, he said, "You can have this room. None of this was here."
Right.
Because Ed's bed was right up against that door, right there. You couldn't go through there.
So to come into the private area of the train station, you would come from the outside through this door behind us now. And up the stairs, up this little narrow staircase. 4 bedrooms up here?
2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms.
A living room and kitchen.
And a living room and a kitchen. Okay.
That was my husband and I's bedroom.
This was your bedroom over here.
And this was not open, it was closed.
That kind of doorway, it was a solid wall?
Uh-huh. Well, there was a bookcase on the other side. Okay, this was all open because we had the other extended. We had another room on here.
Oh, so outside of here is where the trailer was.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Same carpet too, Mother.
Sure is. It sure is the same
Tell
thing.
you that.
Yeah.
Mom had a system as my 5 siblings were here. They were on a time slot in the morning when they went to school. My brother had it for so long, then the next sister, and then the next sister, and so on. They had to be timed, and they only had so long in that bathroom, and they had to get out and let the next person in.
I would think so.
To bathe, get their hair done, or whatever they had to do. Brush their teeth before they went to school.
Guess who gave him the most problems?
Which one?
The son.
But didn't you say he went first?
Yeah, but he probably held on to the bathroom longer, and then he had 4 girls.
Throw the whole system out of whack.
He fell asleep in the bathtub all the time, that's why. And this was the dining room table, or the table where we ate. But see, we had a door. This after they took that off, they put these new windows. But there was a door that went out right here. See where they took that sink down? There's a door right over here that went out on that.
This is the window I was referring to, my sister crawling out.
Right. I can see that.
And sunbathing on the...
I know that if you look right out that...
You look out there?
You look out that window, it's easy to get out. I've been out on that roof through that window.
Have you?
Yeah, it's easy to get out there.
Yeah.
So that's where they were sunbathing, huh? Yeah, that's certainly a low enough slope to be visible from the
I've
road.
got more than one picture of that.
So today we go through what used to be a solid wall to get into the room where the girls slept.
And it's
So-
actually bigger than my room.
Was it bigger then also?
Oh, yeah.
So where'd you have the beds?
One there, one over here.
I'm sorry, what?
Hide-a-beds.
Yeah,
They're about this wide.
right.
And then they have the other one you pull
You
out
pull it out.
and it gives you 4 beds.
So there and there.
So when you pulled it
So
out,
what
you
would they
had...
do?
you
They'd pull
had-
out the bed and put it over here?
No, you left it right next
Left it
to the
right-
bed.
So they slept right next to each other.
Uh-huh. When the earthquake hit, all I could think of was getting to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I had to climb over the sewing machine. Don't ask me to climb over a sewing machine now. But I did.
Mm-hmm.
I walked through the hall barefoot with broken glass and everything. I didn't cut a foot. I got into the girls' room, and I had 4 girls. I've only got 3 sides, but I had 4 girls wrapped around me, scared out of their ever-loving mind, just scared to death.
Yep.
But we made it. Didn't have any big damage or anything, except losing some antiques and food.
So if your bedroom was over here in this corner, you had to walk clear across the whole house to get to the
That's
bathroom.
what I said. When I come home on Friday night and tried to get to the bathroom, I had to walk over 5 or 6 kids laying in the floor because they couldn't sleep in here. They all slept in the living room floor on a pallet.
Here comes the trailer, right there. See it? Right there?
There it is.
That's why I call it a trailer. It looks like a trailer.
it is
Wasn't it? Was it a
This
trailer
side,
or not?
really?
From this side, it does look like one.
But it wasn't a trailer?
No.
What was it made out of? Wood?
I don't know.
Yes.
It was made out of
Yeah?
wood. It wasn't metal.
And that's the Saugus Train Station. Being
When they were...
traveling down the road,
Well, I thought they took that off before they moved it.
Doesn't look like it.
I guess they didn't take it off before they moved it.
I understood they had took it off because it had stilts underneath that held it up.
It does have stilts holding it up.
To the roof. But it's on there. And they're moving it.
Yep.
I'll be darned.
That's funny. I always thought it was a trailer.
Even though we lived in this place, I raised my kids in this place, but they were the happiest times of our lives. We had a good family, and we still have a good family.
When you're home in Santa Maria, when you think about this place, what do you think about?
Oh, the good times. The good times. There's a lot of things comes to mind, especially when I get out the albums and start looking at them. But I don't resent any of it.
Well, we sure appreciate Arminta Guthrie and her daughter coming out and telling us the way things were here at the Saugus Train Station. You know, Santa Clarita Valley history really is all about the stories. And if you'd like to learn more about Santa Clarita Valley history, click on scvhistory.com on the internet or stop by the Saugus Train Station Museum in Old Town Newhall weekends 1 to 4. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Legacy. I'm Leon Warden. Good night. To purchase this program on DVD, call the SCB TV Media Center at 661-251-8820 or send email to info@scbtv.com.